Yes, so we do this every Friday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Good morning, and thank you for making our time to listen. Welcome to Glaucoma Awareness Radio program that happens on Solid 100.9 FM every Friday. Today's conversation is not just medical, it is personal, it is urgent, and it is life shaping. Glaucoma is one of those conditions that does not announce itself with pain, noise, or drama. It creeps in quietly, gradually stealing vision until what you don't see anymore becomes permanent. Many people discover it only when it is already too late. And personally, I have friends who are visually impaired, and I can tell you firsthand, life changes completely for these people. Mobility becomes a daily struggle, independence is limited, and simple tasks become major challenges. And the most painful part is knowing that in many cases it could have been prevented or slowed with early detection. And that is why we refuse to relent on this awareness. That is why Solid 100.9 FM, in collaboration with the Eye Specialist Hospital, continues to bring you this conversation. This morning we are shining a light on what you don't see coming, so you can act before darkness takes over. And joining us is a highly respected medical professional. She is a consultant ophthalmologist at ISUT Teaching Hospital, Park Lane, Enugu. She's also a governor representing Africa, World Glaucoma Association Board of Governors. Professor Mrs. Nkiru Kizo Akariwe, good to have you.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure.
Okay, let me start by, let's try to understand the danger, and we never get tired of doing this. Prof, when we say glaucoma, what you don't see coming, what exactly makes glaucoma such a dangerous eye condition?
You know, first of all, let me say Happy New Year again.
Thank you.
And thanks to Solid FM, the management, the staff, and everyone who's made it happen. And I want to say thank you also to our listeners who've been faithful listening to us every week and who've gone further to inform other people about the program and also even to educate other people based on the information they've gathered over the last year. And here we are again talking about glaucoma still. And so glaucoma, as you see had said earlier, is a silent blinding disease. Now, let me start this way. I don't know how many of us have seen termites at work.
Termites?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, there was, in my compound, we planted a tree, and it was growing, and we were happy it was really flourishing. And then, after some time, it seemed like it stopped growing. And then, before we knew it, somebody pushed it fell. And then we now realized that termites were under, and the termites had eaten it under. There was in this GRA Enugu, there's termites in the ground. We had with a house where we were living before, and one part of the house, when my mother died, she had a lot of clothes and all that. So me and my sisters, we shared it among ourselves. And so I just kept mine in a suitcase in that corner of the house. And so every day, once in a while, I look around to make sure there's no problem, and then I will open the suitcase, look at the clothes, and they looked okay. Then someday, I don't know what happened, and we shifted the suitcase, and I saw that there was a track of termites that had come from the 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 um the foundation, and I looked at the suitcase. There was just a tiny hole, that they had bored. I opened the suitcase. The clothes looked okay, but then I tried to raise them. Some just fell into pieces. It was shocking. I said, wow. So this is what termites can do. And on the surface, everything
to look like everything is okay.
normal. This is exactly what glaucoma does. Everything will look normal on the surface, but it's destroying the nerve for vision without the person in whose eye it is knowing that it is there. And that's why we talk about it. That's why, and unfortunately, if that when it is discovered that you can treat it and the nerves will begin to function, then we wouldn't stress. But that those nerves it has damaged, nothing can be done about them. They are gone and they are gone. That's why we talk about it. Because just like those my clothes, nothing could be done.
You can't bring the clothes
for
back together.
some of the clothes, the materials, it just bore through, so it didn't eat everything, but you could use the material for nothing because it was useless. So we are saying that glaucoma is a silently blinding eye condition that doesn't announce to you that it is there. And so that the only way you can discover or know that it's there is by looking for it early. But if you want it to let you know that it is there, then at that stage there's nothing anybody can do to help you. So we are saying that go and check because glaucoma is a silent blinder. Let me give you another example. Have you ever driven a car or been in a car that the fuel gauge is not working?
You're speculating.
So somebody, you have a driver and they say the fuel gauge is not working. They don't know how much fuel is in the car, and then all of a sudden it stops.
Parks you in the middle of
nowhere. The middle of nowhere. You say, what happened? He said, maybe it's fuel. He said, didn't you know that? He said, the gauge is not working. Now, except you have a working gauge, you will not know how much fuel you have in the car. So and that's
and testing is the only way to know.
And testing is the only way to know. So when it comes to glaucoma, except you test for it, you will not know if it is there. Wishing is not my portion, or declare it might not be the answer.
As a manner of many,
yes, I'm telling you. So the only way to know whether it's there or not is to test, to check what exactly is the situation, and then you'll know.
Well, you see, it's surprising that with the level of awareness that you have done, a lot of people still don't understand how serious this thing is. So I'm prompted to ask, why do many people live with glaucoma for years without knowing they have it?
Yes, the reason is that there is no pain. The other week we were saying that about in the last study done in Nigeria, about 95% of people, Nigerians who had glaucoma in that study, did not know they had it. So only 5% of those who had it. And for our listener out there, when we say 5%, what we mean is that you get 100 people who have glaucoma.
5%.
Only 5 people out of them knew they had glaucoma. 95 did not know that they had glaucoma.
And we don't even know when they knew.
Exactly. And meanwhile, they had it. So whether they knew because one eye was blind already, we didn't go into those details. So that's what we're saying. So it gives you no warning. There's no redness. There's no itching. There's no pain. There's nothing. you are seeing well. You check your how far you can see somebody very far away. If somebody tells you, say, no, I see very well, I don't have any problem. I can even read without my glasses, and so you don't.
You think everything is
You think
alright.
everything is okay, but there is more to vision than how far you can see. And if you want to wait till it starts affecting how far you can see, you've lost about 95% of your vision. So don't wait till glaucoma affects how well you see, how far you see, because at that stage is late, and it is at that time you will know that you have a problem. That's when you will likely now go to the hospital, and at that stage it is far gone. At that stage, that's when somebody starts having smoky vision. Don't wait for glaucoma to give you smoky vision. That smoky vision will not go away again. And at that stage, everybody is running up over themselves to save the tiny 2 to 5% of your vision remaining.
So the possibility is there that there are people who are listening to us right now who don't feel any ailment.
That's right.
But who probably have it. And the scary one for me is to know that what is lost cannot be recovered.
Yeah, and is not a prophecy, but it's a fact that there are a good number of people listening to us who will have it, but they don't know. I say, okay, someday, please, this is a new year. We're just starting. You can go to an eye hospital. This is January, and just get your eyes checked. Okay, January actually happens to be Glaucoma Awareness Month.
Okay.
So you can decide, okay, this glaucoma awareness, I will go and check. Don't let glaucoma surprise you. Because
the surprise not good at all.
No, it's not good, sincerely.
Okay, so let's also bring in who is most at risk of developing glaucoma, age-wise, family history, or lifestyle.
Yeah, age-wise. Now, glaucoma affects all ages, from birth to death. But from 30, 40 and above, the prevalence begins to increase. So an 80-year-old is 5 times at greater risk of developing glaucoma than a 40-year-old. So the fact that you had an eye check when you were 40 and glaucoma was not found, now you are 60, don't think that it wouldn't have started. So you don't check and stop checking. Check, and the next year you check again, because if it wasn't there the previous time you checked, it could have started. All right, so age-wise, that's how it is. And then race-wise, glaucoma affects the Africans far more, particularly the black Africans. So are you black? Are you an African? And then you're at greater risk. Then do you have a family history? Those who have a family history have greater risk. Almost, if it's siblings, it's almost 4 to 5 times at greater risk than the normal, ordinary person. Okay, and so if you have somebody in the family linked by blood, first degree relatives, the more. Okay, so if father, mother, brother, sister, child has it, then you're at greater risk of having. If grandparents have it, cousins, maternal uncle, maternal aunt or paternal, then you're also at greater risk than the ordinary person. So, but if you don't have a family history, we call it positive family history, it doesn't mean that nobody has it. It could just be that nobody has yet been discovered. All right, so then very importantly is the eye pressure. Just the way the body has blood pressure, the eye also has pressure, which is different from the blood pressure. If someone's eye pressure is high, the risk of developing glaucoma is far greater. Okay, and it's a very important, in fact, one of the most important risk factors. And then there are so many other things. Do you have raised blood pressure? It also has effect, and somebody is at greater risk. Are you short-sighted? Are you long-sighted? You're also at greater risk of developing glaucoma. All right, and if you have diabetes, the same thing. There are some other features also in the eye, something we call the central cornea thickness. If it's thin, somebody is more likely to have glaucoma. The cornea is that glassy, transparent structure in front of our eyes. So those are things that if you see, that that will increase your risk of developing glaucoma, and you want to make sure you have your eyes checked once in a year. Now, when you can go to a clinic, for instance, and check your eye pressure and it's normal, it doesn't mean you don't have glaucoma. So because there's a type of glaucoma we call the normal pressure glaucoma. So don't just go check your pressure, say, okay, my pressure is good, and you go away. No. Your
pressure could be good and you still have.
The pressure could be good and you still have. And that also applies for those who have already been diagnosed with glaucoma. You say, oh, my pressure is good, so I don't need to worry. You still need to bother to see your ophthalmologist, because normal pressure could still have damage progressing. So you need to be sure that the damage is not progressing.
Wow. Okay. While you were talking, I'm imagining you are a consultant, and you might want to share with us some of the experiences with people who have glaucoma. First-hand experiences, so that people understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, there's just so many. For instance, I'll let me talk about this particular lady. Well, for her, she got to know actually that she had glaucoma. She came for a screening
early enough,
and she was told she had glaucoma, and she said, she left. She was given an appointment to come and given some treatment, but that was it. She didn't come again. Sometimes and we do see that quite a lot. People just wish it away. In fact, in a study we did to check how many people who were diagnosed with glaucoma in a screening, how many came back for follow-up, care for the glaucoma, and it was just about 18%
that came back.
So less than 1/5 came back for care. And we now at another time took time to educate them and their caregivers. We educated them about glaucoma, the natural history, what will happen and all that, and we checked again what the difference how of that intense education would make in their optic, and only about 20% came back. That's just about
additional 2%.
So it wasn't even so much difference. So you see that what is holding people is far more than that. So anyway, so this lady, she didn't come back until after some years. Yes, she now came back because her vision was now affected. And it's like, where have you been? She said, I'm sorry, in fact I thought the thing has gone. But at that stage one eye had gone. And the other eye we now had to battle to save it.
Wow.
Now Another instance, example I'll give is that of a young man. And this young man was diagnosed with glaucoma. By the time he was seen, one eye was advanced, the other eye was still early. And then we did surgery in the advanced eye, and the other one, he was using medications for it. And then he stopped coming for checkups. And I had his contact because we were handling something together at some point.
Okay.
So intermittently I will say, we've not seen you in clinic. We've not said, sir, I'm very busy, doctor, don't worry, I will soon come. When patients start telling you, doctor, don't worry, that they are in dangerous zones. So after some time, one couldn't keep calling him. So he came back after like about some 6-7 years. And why did he come? His good eye, he observed that his vision is blurry. And what has happened? That his good eye had become bad. So, and when we checked it, that advanced eye, glaucoma eye that he has surgery in, where it was still there because the pressures were still good. While the good eye, the pressures had gone up and damage had progressed. So it had progressed from early and become advanced, almost worse than the good eye. For when the tests were done and he saw it, he broke down and started crying and said he can't blame anybody except himself. And the another incident that I will talk about is a young man who he came to the hospital because he said he was playing tennis and the tennis hit him on the forehead.
Okay.
It does like in between the two eyes, and in trying to like rub the area, his eye covered one eye and he discovered he wasn't seeing with the other eye.
Okay.
Then he removes his eye, he saw he was seeing, he closes one eye, he will see that everywhere is dark. So that's how he came. And he said, could it be the tennis? I said, did the tennis hit that eye? He said no. But he can't understand that he didn't even know he wasn't seeing with one eye.
Then.
Yes, so when we examined, it was advanced glaucoma in that eye that was blind. And the other eye that he was seeing with was an early glaucoma. In fact, that's made him, he mentioned it to his uncle who happened to be a commissioner in one of the states. And the uncle now came for tests himself. And it turned out that the uncle himself also had glaucoma.
Yeah.
And the uncle says, this is terrible. So what of his other relatives? And he asked us to please come and examine his extended family. And it was shocking to see how many people in that extended family that had glaucoma. So, and these are life experiences, and it's something that except you check, you wouldn't know unless it is now about to blind somebody.
It's most unfortunate, and I think more than ever we need to prioritize our eyesight.
It's so important.
There are Nigerians who, because normally you talked about the fact that someone who's 80 stand a higher risk of getting it, but can young people also develop glaucoma?
Yes, that's what we're saying, that it affects all ages from age 0 to death. It's just that the prevalence of having it increases with age. So young people in their teens, before their teens, sometime I think July last year, we operated on 2 8-year-olds.
8 years?
Yes, 8 years old who had glaucoma. One we operated on the 2 eyes, and one just on one eye he had it. So it can affect any age. And the beauty in it is to find it out early. In fact, it said find glaucoma. Early detection helps you preserve your vision.
Okay.
Late detection, exposes you to blindness.
Because it's only what is left that can be preserved.
It's only what is left that can be preserved.
Yeah, because a lot of people confuse glaucoma with other
like
ailments.
cataract. Cataract, that is very common. Cataract is the leading cause of blindness. But the blindness cataract causes is reversible.
Okay.
Yeah, so if somebody comes with poor vision and it's just cataract, when you do surgery, the patient begins to see well again. And it's a good case of, once I was blind, now I can see. I'm telling you, it can be so beautiful. Yeah. But glaucoma is not like that. And that's why most times you won't hear us on radio talking about cataract. Go and check your eyes if you have cataract, because when cataract is there, it will blur your vision. And so you will go seek help. But glaucoma is there, it will not give you sign that it is there. It will not inform you that it is there. So, but the blindness glaucoma causes can be prevented. It can be avoided. But it is not reversible.
Now, some people wait until they feel pain.
And there's no pain.
Before seeing an eye doctor.
Yeah. And there's no pain in glaucoma.
There's no pain in glaucoma.
Pain.
So when I feel pain, what does it say?
It's something else.
Something else.
Yes.
Okay. Let's, before we go for a short break, let's deal with some of the myths about glaucoma that put people in danger. How many have you encountered?
Like somebody says, what I don't know does not kill me.
Sounds very funny.
Yes, if I don't know it, then I'm safe. There's something called exactly.
It's funny.
Something called blissful ignorance. But ignorance is costly. Ignorance can be very expensive. And you wish you knew. I mean, we've had mature men who are led into the clinic. Now, when somebody say, I woke up, I suddenly couldn't see. Now, what has happened? One eye had been blind before.
Okay.
The person didn't know.
Okay. And
then was using only one eye. And that second eye gradually goes down. And one morning, Uncle wakes up and he can't see again. I said, and the family, everybody's running helter-skelter. And then they bring him to the hospital. And when he comes to the hospital, you examine, and you see it is end-stage glaucoma. It's heartbreaking, but you have to break the news. And you see a man, he starts to weep. You mean this is how I will remain? You mean this is how my life will now be? So it's not something really you even wish your enemy.
I had to close one of my eyes right now to be sure.
So the other one is seen.
To be sure that both of them are still seeing.
That's very good. And for our listeners out there, do it from time to time. Close one eye and
close the
other one and look with one. And close the one you and look with the other. And then another thing you can do, stretch out your hands to your side, spread it out, and then close one eye, and then move your fingers and see if you can, looking straight ahead, you can see your fingers. Okay, with your hands stretched out. If you can't see, go see the doctor. So some of the myths is that it's a spiritual attack.
Okay.
Yeah, and that it's not in my family. Nobody is blind in my family. Yes, nobody could have been blind in your family, but that doesn't mean they don't have glaucoma. Now, something that is we need to note is that when glaucoma is in the family and is going to affect the next generation, it starts much earlier. So assuming someone's father died at 76 and he had glaucoma, he might still be seeing, but nobody knew he had glaucoma and he's dead. Now, for the child who is going to have glaucoma, the glaucoma will start maybe around 50.
50?
Yes. Okay, and 52. And so before that person will reach that 70, the Baba reached to, would have gone blind. And they say nobody had it in my family. No, just nobody knew. Okay, so it's the fact that nobody has it in your family does not mean that even those who are alive now don't have it. It only means that they have not checked yet. So the question is, before you say nobody has it in my family, it's important to answer the question, have they checked? Okay. And then some of the other myths which we've addressed is like, I don't have any pain, nothing is wrong, I see perfectly well.
Okay.
But you can be perfectly well and yet glaucoma is blinding you. Okay? And then somebody says, at least if you have glaucoma, you must know. How will you know? If you're I want to say, are you a witch? How will you know if you haven't gone for a test? Glaucoma does not announce itself until it's about blinding you. So you can have glaucoma as you are listening to us now, and yet you don't know. Nobody wishes it on anybody, and it's not because you did anything to have it, but it could just be because you're black, you're an Igbo, you're a man, and you are 40 years old, you're 30 years old. Could just be that. I mean, all those things, it wasn't because you did anything to bring it about. That's how you were born. So don't presume that it is not your portion. We say, go and check. It might be there and you would not know. And that's why we're talking. So if glaucoma is detected early, it protects your vision. If you want it to be discovered late, it steals your vision.
All right, welcome back. The talk lines are open, 0909-771-1009. You can also dial 0704-550-2840. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Yushi.
Yeah, good morning.
Happy New Year, sir.
I wish you the best. Is that all, soldier?
Yes, Doctor, Happy New Year, man. Yes, I thank you people very well. If you are talking the reality there, please, can you permit me to use Igbo language?
Go ahead.
Now, the reason, in a cost line one, I did check up, let me tell you. Adanambo, mmadụ ga-emecha operation for glaucoma onye wee isi final oyibezi ndị mmadụ ụjọ nwe ụjọ onye na-ekwe ejeni eke mahụ na the reason why bụ na ọ bụrụ ihe na-eme otu ije eme operation ya ọ cataract ka a na-eme operation adịghị eme operation na glaucoma. That is one point. Another one bụ abịa o nwekọ ezi eme ọ bụrụ my portion enwere ike fear of money to go hospital ijebezi anụ n'ụka pastor asị gị na ụmụnna ya na-eme no matter America. It happens that the right way, even at the wrong way, or an cost that one, which is ignorant and that is not excuse to any law. And there is a fear of that money to pay the mind and the lateness which they take up. Also, people believe there's diversification and what on your I program that bring them now, Madam Maria, or pardon, on that in the Maria, then it happens that the right way, the wrong way. Before my what I go too much. That is why my eye is in this form. Then all that the reason why many people follow that glaucoma issue. There are many people and the people that are against the radio. As now the radio or even the road, not the road even against the radio. Hey, you could have one egg here. But most of the people when they listen for radio now are people who stay in one place where no that is on them welfare. So that's the reason why. But my own, I started listening to radio when I did 12 years old. But I'm now around. So thank you people for our effort. I thank Dr. Obina. I thank Mr. Takari, you particularly. God bless us this new year in Jesus' name. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I think there's a clarification you need to do there. Is it true that that glaucoma doesn't require surgery?
You know, it's a very shocking statement that one has heard so many times, and we don't know where it originated from. But the only thing one could guess was that many years ago, and I'm talking about many years ago, the glaucoma surgery, when it is done, used to have a lot of complications. Okay, but over the years, glaucoma surgery has been so modified that, and the management of it is so much more safe. You know, that it's but then people still have that impression that you don't do surgery for glaucoma. Please let me announce and say again and again to our listeners, glaucoma surgery, it's done. In fact, the World Glaucoma Association, which is in this instance, like what we say, that the WHO recommends glaucoma surgery in patients, especially advanced glaucoma, as the first line treatment in areas where you have cost challenges, financial challenges, because at the end of the day, surgery is cheaper than medications. So when you see somebody who has challenges with you know that they will not be able to afford medications, they will surely go blind. The best thing to do for that person is to do surgery. You know, so please know that surgery is done. I just mentioned that last year we operated on small children, 8 years old, and they are doing well. You know, so glaucoma surgery has been modified significantly, that it is safe. You know, so please don't stop. Don't refuse surgery when you are offered surgery, because it will help. In fact, we had a patient maybe in October she was diagnosed with glaucoma, and it was advanced, and she was advised to have surgery based on she was also not responding well to her medications. And it's important to know that there are some glaucomas, even if they are early glaucoma, moderate or advanced, that do not respond to medications.
Okay.
And you can use all the medications in the world, damage goes on, and we blind that out.
Let me get this call.
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Is that you, students?
Yes, good morning.
Goodbye. This is from Go.
Ah, my friend, how are you?
I'm fine.
How are you coping?
I'm managing.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Please, I have a problem. Problem I have because of this. I am still. My children are trying to go for test. They said that they are seeing well. If I keep on listening and tell them to go for the test, they don't give me. They say their eyes are open. They don't want to go with complication after the test.
Your line is breaking. It's difficult getting what you're saying.
I said the issue is to convince people to go for test.
They are trying to convince you to go for tests.
No, that's to convince his children to go for.
Okay, you're trying to convince your children to go for tests.
Yeah, they said they are seeing well.
They said that what happened?
They are seeing well.
Okay, you're telling them to go and test.
Yes.
They said they had seen well, which is the same thing we're saying. And you
Exactly.
you have glaucoma already.
Yes.
Are they there? Are they listening to what we're saying now?
I think what is listening.
Okay, you need to call them close so that doctor can talk to them. Once somebody in your family has it, you stand a higher risk of getting it, or you already have it and you don't even know.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so Prof will talk to them right now. For those who are around,
Okay.
once you have glaucoma, everybody in your family should run a test. Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, has actually said it. Once you have like family history, positive family history, which means that somebody in your family, especially if it is first degree relative, that has glaucoma, then you're at greater risk of having glaucoma. Now, what do we mean by first degree relative? If the person is your father or your mother or your sibling of the same parents or your child, then they are at greater risk of developing glaucoma than the average person out there that doesn't have. So if you're listening to me and you're the relative, the child of our friend who called it from Unguo, please do yourself a world of good. You don't feel glaucoma. It's discovered. If you want to feel it, then that is blindness you will feel. So don't wait to feel glaucoma. Just go and check.
And I think this is the height of ignorance. I've gone to see this man at Ngo, visited him.
Okay.
So maybe I'll visit him again, because what they do not know is that it's within us. It's already within us.
Yes.
And if I remember his story correctly, he said he also kept delaying, kept postponing, kept putting it away until there was nothing he could do about it.
Wow.
Okay, so I'll
and
visit them
it's
again.
scary. I mean, if you have someone close enough to you who is blind from glaucoma, and the person is telling you, please go and check, so that you don't have the experience that I have.
The least you can do is to go and check. Let's take this call.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Good morning.
I call back also here.
Okay.
I want to ask one question. Can infection cause glaucoma?
Can what?
Infection.
Okay, infection.
Yes.
Okay. What kind of infection?
The one carried by public toilets.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Prof.
No infection.
But what it is too much for the person's body, can it cause glaucoma?
Yeah, infection does not cause glaucoma.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't cause glaucoma. And talking about, we didn't finish talking about surgery and glaucoma the other time. Now, sometimes after glaucoma surgery, the eye develops a cataract. And that cataract will now cause the vision to go down. Now, so if that person stops going to the clinic, it will not know that the reason their vision has gone down is because that eye developed cataracts. And they will stay there and say, oh, it's because I did surgery, that's why I got blind. We've operated on a lady who was blind for about 13 years in both eyes. And when we saw her, she said she did glaucoma surgery, and after that she went blind. When we examined her, we found out that as of that time, her glaucoma surgery was actually still working, especially in one eye. Was still functional, but she had developed cataracts. Now, obviously, she didn't go back to the place she had the surgery, and the cataract had become so dense and almost uncomplicated, bad cataract. So we told her, well, we need to remove the cataract. Possibly you will still see after, but the cataract is very bad at that stage. But let's see what will happen. We operated on her, and lo and behold, she started to see. And it was like a miracle. One eye, it was too bad she couldn't see. But the other one, she was still seeing. So, and she became, the people in her village started trooping to her house. It was like a serious matter of once I was blind, now I could see. Now, for everyone around her, it was like she did glaucoma surgery, she went blind. But she didn't go blind. Well, from glaucoma itself. She went blind from cataracts that came after the surgery. But nothing was done about it. So I'm just saying that some of the people who might not, who are not seeing after glaucoma surgery might be due to cataracts that came after. And so don't stop going to see your doctor. Go and see your ophthalmologist. As go on with your checkups so that something can be done when it is still early.
All right, there's so much we can do today. Prioritize your eye checkup, okay? If you can listen to us, prioritize it so that we can prevent hadinon, okay? I've heard stories of people who, they had all the opportunity. And I think that includes me. I need to go and
you did a check last year.
I did a check, but it wasn't conclusive.
Okay.
They were yet to tell me what they saw.
And you haven't gone back.
But they said my cornea was good. They said some other things were good, but sometimes I think I need to
Please
before
go
this
and
week.
make sure
Yes, I need to.
Yeah.
I need to. So while we're talking to you, we're also talking to ourselves, because I can imagine, even though some people find it very negative to imagine that, but sometimes I imagine I can't see again. Okay, that means one, I cannot see these computers.
That's right.
Before me. That means if I'm going to go out from this studio, I would need assistance. Okay, so what affects your mobility and independence? It's almost destroyed you.
Has hit you.
Okay, so let me see whether this is a call. Hello?
Yes, Uncle Yushi.
Oh, soldier,
See,
quickly.
what I'm saying now. See, the only 3 people who call now are people who have that kind of problem. Now, other people, they don't want to listen for this. That is why many of us fall in this victory. Only me and one from Go and that person, those are the 3 people who have glaucoma. Does it mean say other people not they listen because they feel say nothing concerns them?
They may have. The fact is that with what I know, the little I know about glaucoma, they may even have it. But because it doesn't present any pain, they just, so pain is even good. If it presents pain, you say, okay, my eyes, is itching.
Yes.
You go and do something. So, but we're begging everybody. Maybe I will have to become a glaucoma ambassador.
That would be fantastic.
And begin to move to, because we just need to help people. There are avoidable blindness. So let's do something about it. But let me go and check my own first. When I'm done checking my own, and then I can become an ambassador.
That's right.
Okay. Last words, if you don't mind.
Good sight today does not mean the eyes are healthy. So, and remember that vision loss from glaucoma cannot be restored. Early detection protects your sight. So go and have your eyes checked.
Thank you, Professor Nkiru Kizo Akariwe. It's been awesome.